can believe. I have a friend over there, I hope nothing happened, nothing serious happened,
A powerful 8.2 earthquake strikes off the coast of Chile, triggering tsunami warnings and causing hundreds of thousands to evacuate. We'll have the latest details on this developing story coming up.
An investigation into what Shasta County authorities are calling a murder-suicide that all started with a house fire in Anderson continues this morning. We'll have the latest straight ahead. It's Wednesday, April 2nd, 2014. You are watching Action News Now at 5.
Good morning, I'm Megan McMahon.
And I'm Alyssa Deach. You're watching Action News Now.
We begin with developing news from South America this morning, where Chile's president has declared a state of emergency in the region where a powerful 8.2 magnitude earthquake struck off the country's northern coast.
At least 5 people have reportedly been killed in yesterday's quake, with several others seriously wounded. Francis Coe has the latest.
These warning sirens went off shortly after the massive quake struck off the coast of northern Chile. Chilean TV broke in with images from the first moments the quake hit, objects rattling from ceilings and rattled nerves causing drivers to clog major roadways as they tried to evacuate. The Chilean Navy reported that the first tsunami wave hit the coast within 45 minutes of the quake. The quake struck northwest of a mining port, but major firms in the area reported no serious damage to operations. The Subsecretary of the Interior Ministry appealed to residents who evacuated from coastal regions to not return until they get the all clear. Neighboring Peru and Bolivia also felt the effects. In the Bolivian city of La Paz, panicked residents poured into the streets and clung to whatever belongings they could carry. Francis Coe, NBC News.
Landslides have blocked roads, fires have destroyed several businesses, and power has been knocked out to thousands. Some 300 inmates escaped from a women's prison.
And the government has extended tsunami warnings for northernmost Chile.
A suspicious device grabs the attention of the Reading Police Department and the Shasta County Bomb Squad.
Action News Now reporter Matt Vaughn joins us here in the studio with the details. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Megan and Alyssa. The bomb squad was called out to the 3300 block of Cockrell Street off of Alta Mesa Drive just before 8:20 last night. 52-year-old David Bjorkquist told authorities he found what he described as a 6-by-2-inch metal pipe with plastic caps at each end earlier that day near a business in Corning. Bjorkquist then drove back to his Reading home with the device after realizing its suspicious nature. The description led police to believe it might be a pipe bomb. After about 3 hours, the bomb squad rendered the item safe. It turned out to be a homemade water-resistant device for storing boat registration inside, and no evacuations were issued. For Action News Now, I'm Matt Vaughn. Megan, Alyssa, back to you.
All right, thank you, Matt. Turning now to our weather, let's check in with Court Klopping over in the AccuWeather Center for a look at conditions today.
Any more stormy weather today, Court?
You know, it looks like we're finally seeing those conditions winding down, Megan and Alyssa, so expect to see a drier day across northern California. We'll still keep the bulk of those clouds that we've been seeing over the past couple of days, but the brunt of that moisture that's going to fall to the ground is going to take place down to the south of our neck of the woods. And really what we're talking about for today, skies clearing out a little nicely by the afternoon, so some sunshine on the way for your afternoon forecast across the North State, and it looks like dry weather really taking hold over the next several days. We do have a system that looks like it may give us some kind of an impact on the way in your extended forecast, but nowhere near as widespread or as intense as this past system that we just saw pass through and is now tracking down to the south. Here's what we're seeing out there right now for your current temperatures across the valley. Low to mid 40s across the board. 41 degrees right now for Reading, 42 in Red Bluff as well as Corning, 43 for Chico, and 46 in Orville. Higher elevations falling into the mid 20s to low 30s overnight. 26 currently for Bernie, 28 for Chester, and 33 for Quincy. Northern Mountains, low to mid 30s right now. 32 for Hayfork, 36 in Weberville, and up on the ridge, mid to high 30s currently with 39 degrees. Up on the ridge in Paradise right now, so a bit of a brisk start to the morning, but certainly looking less active today across the entire North State, and that's because that system that was tracking just off the coast of Oregon as well as California yesterday now centered down in central California and is going to continue to track down to the southeast from where we're seeing it right now, spreading the brunt of that moisture on in through southern and central California, and it's going to pass off to the east over the next 12 to 24 hours. Coming up in just a bit, we'll check back in, talk about what you can expect ahead in that extended forecast. Alyssa?
All right, thank you, Court. Well, after a long dry season, the North State is finally getting some substantial rainfall, and some areas have even gotten a taste of snow. Road maintenance crews from Butte County Public Works hit the streets Monday night and worked through yesterday, clearing snow from roads in Regalia and beyond. Many workers we spoke with said after this year's record-setting drought, this recent rain and snow comes as quite the shocker. And while this late-season wet weather is good news for many, it also creates several dangerous conditions.
People speeding, tree limbs, trees weighed down with snow. You'll find a lot hanging over the road, sometimes come around the corner, somebody's stuck, and just not being prepared.
Butte County Public Works say they expect this kind of weather to continue for the next few days, and they say they'll be fully satisfied during that time to help clear the roads. And luckily, no one was injured when stormy weather this week brought down a huge tree limb across Lower Honey Run Road in Butte Creek Canyon. Part of a giant oak tree fell across the roadway shortly before 9 yesterday morning, about a mile in from the Skyway. It closed the road for about an hour. Some of the limbs also fell across utility lines, so power was turned off to nearby homes while PG&E workers made repairs. Public work crews cut the tree into pieces so they could be removed.
Anderson police and fire officials this morning are still investigating a house fire which they say could be a murder-suicide. But police say it could take months before investigators find out what really happened. A fire broke out just after 6 yesterday morning on the 3300 block of Thomas Road. Neighbors reported hearing several explosions before they saw flames shooting up from the roof. In a press conference yesterday afternoon with Anderson police, it was confirmed there were 2 victims in the home, 1 male and 1 female. There is speculation a 3rd female resident was there, but police don't have any leads at this time. Now, Action News now got an exclusive interview with the homeowner's sister, who says she has no idea where her mother is.
We've tried to call all convalescent homes that we could to find out if my mom was placed in a convalescent home, but so far we haven't had any luck on that.
Susan and her husband are trying to stay optimistic despite not knowing what has happened to her mother. Investigators with the Plumas County Sheriff's Department are taking a second look this morning at a 46-year-old cold case. This after Plumas Sheriff's officials say 3 crime dogs have found a scent of human remains in a well located in Meadow Valley that could be connected to a teenage boy's disappearance in 1967. 13-year-old Mark Wilson told his parents he planned to hitch a ride to Quincy to watch a movie, but was never seen again. Sheriff Greg Hagwood says he's hopeful it's a lead. Plans are to dig up the well when weather conditions improve.
Pacific Gas and Electric is facing federal felony counts linked to a natural gas pipeline blast in the San Francisco Bay Area back in 2010. The indictment filed yesterday charges the utility company with 12 felonies and accuses the company of violating numerous federal pipeline safety laws. Prosecutors allege PG&E knowingly relied on erroneous and incomplete information when assessing the safety of the pipeline that eventually ruptured, sparked a fireball and killed 8 people and destroyed 38 homes in San Bruno. Well, starting next year, shoppers in Chico will soon have to bring their own bags while shopping, or they'll have to pay the price. Chico City Council voted last night to approve a new ordinance banning the use of plastic bags at local stores. If shoppers don't bring their own bags, they'll have the option of purchasing a paper or reusable bag for 10 cents. While some citizens were opposed to the new ordinance, others thought the ban was a step in the right direction.
The question at the register from do you want paper or plastic, do you need a bag? And most of the time the answer is no, because most purchases can be carried out easily in your hand or in your pocket or purse.
The ordinance will go into effect for supermarkets and big box stores January 1st of next year. Pharmacies will have to comply by July 1st of 2015, and convenience stores and other small businesses will have to phase out the plastic bags by January of 2016. Well, it looks like the storms are finally over. I'm glad for that. I'm over the rain.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. You know, it's funny when we have the dry weather out there, we always get the phone calls, you know, we need the rain, where's the rain? And then we finally see the rain and people are not happy about it. And that's one thing I've noticed. I mean, there are a lot of people who have been patiently waiting for this.
And we needed it.
Yeah, we certainly do. And there's a lot of people that appreciate it, but there's others that are calling in saying, hey, it's spring. Where's the spring weather?
Yes.
Didn't you get the memo?
Well, apparently Mother Nature got it, because we're now seeing that system taking off, and it's going to leave us with much milder conditions, very comfortable weather on the way for your extended forecast, and even a big warm-up on the way through the extended forecast as well. Not necessarily for today. We will see a jump in temperatures today, but not quite like what we're going to see ahead for your weekend. Here's what we're seeing out there right now. Low to mid-40s throughout the valley right now. 41 degrees for Redding, 43 for Chico, 46 for Orville, and 42 for both Red Bluff as well as Corning. Mid-20s to low 30s for the northern Sierra, low to mid-30s in the northern mountains right now, and mid to high 30s with 39 degrees right now up on the ridge in Paradise. Here's what we're seeing on the satellite and radar. That system that was tracking just off the coast of northern California, drawing in moisture to pretty much the entire state yesterday, now down to the south. And yesterday at this time we were seeing plenty of activity taking place off the coast of the North State. Now most of that is really just heading inland down into the Central Valley and really leaving us with much less moisture falling to the ground. In fact, you can see so far this morning, not much to speak of. We have some clouds still lingering across the region. We'll continue to see those over the next several hours. But the big story today is that dry weather has returned to the North State, and that's because that system, again, that was off the coast of California yesterday for the North State, now tracking inland through Central California, taking those showers and thunderstorms as well as the snow down with it to the south. So don't expect much wet weather on the way for today, if any. In fact, things drying out significantly for today, and it looks like for the extended forecast as well, with one exception. We will have a system heading through the Pacific Northwest on Wednesday night into Thursday night, that is, into Friday, and that could leave us with some showers just dipping quite a little bit down past the Oregon coast right there, or Oregon border. And what that's going to do is leave us with a slight chance of showers there. The rest of the North State going to stay dry over the extended period as well. So this is that system we're seeing right now just off the coast, heading into Central California, tracking into Southern California, and it's moving rather quickly now. So we're going to see that system head out of our region and really start to leave us with drier weather on the way. In fact, we don't even have any rain projected for the valley today. We're going to see temperatures at 8 a.m. in the mid-40s. By noon, we'll see temperatures climbing into the mid-50s with mostly sunny skies. And by 5 p.m., temperatures in the low 60s, so much warmer than what we were seeing outside yesterday, and higher elevations today. Going to expect to see temperatures starting out in the mid-20s to low 30s. By noon, we'll see temperatures climbing into the mid-40s, and today we'll actually see a return to the low 40s to, or high 40s, that is, to mid-50s. So a little warmer out there for your Tuesday or your Wednesday forecast. Now, despite all of the recent rain and snow, we do have some big news for today as far as the snowpack is concerned. Now, it's at 32% of normal. The Department of Water Resources said measurements taken yesterday in the Sierra snow, while recent storms helped boost the snowpack, water levels, they are not enough to reverse the ongoing drought. California depends on runoff from the Sierra Nevada to see the state through the hot, dry summer. The result means a challenging summer for California farmers and communities already facing water restrictions that also could lead to higher fire danger come the warmer months.
All right, thank you, Court. 5:13 is the time now. Just ahead in your world news, the CEO of General Motors returns to Capitol Hill today to face more questions about a deadly defect in millions of its cars. What Mary Barra pledges to do if GM faces more problems in the future. Coming up.
And if you have kids, chances are you've seen this movie maybe more than once. We'll tell you about the records it's breaking next.